I do have some gimmicks that I have opinions about.
And I don't know what it means.
I hate these features with a passion. I can just click on it and it will play immediately. But the reason why I have beef with this is because they can't. So you can show kind of like a photo wall. My least favorite feature in iOS 26. Good morning, you guys. Today is a very, very special day because I'm finally filming my What's on my iPhone video with iOS 26. The reason why my phone is on my charger is because it looks better if it's like separated from the background a little bit. Tell me if it looks good because I really tried my best. So let's get into it. Let's start. To be honest, I have done a lot of What's on my iPhone videos on my channel so far. So that is my credentials. If you're wondering, Melody,
who are you to tell me what's on your iPhone? Why should I be interested?
A lot of people ask me to do what's on my iPhone video every single day. So here I am. But before that, I want to do a plug. This is my sister's matcha bowl that you can actually get from a store right now. And with every matcha bowl purchase, you can also get a sticker that I designed. It's called Running on Pure Matcha because that is how I'm feeling. And I actually haven't had my matcha today, so
that's why I'm feeling like crazy.
But let's get into the video. And because the new iOS isn't really that different, dramatically different, like when it was iOS 14, I remember I made a video about that. I'm gonna separate everything I talk about into categories so that it's a little bit more interesting. I'm gonna talk about some gimmicks, some designs I like, some phone cases that I like and use, etc. Some apps, obviously. But first, obviously, we're gonna do a very quick tour of my phone just to let you know how I have it set up. And once you click open my phone, you see the glass effect of the time because that is the new feature of the iOS 26. It's really beautiful. I have it in pink, but you can also have it in other colors as well. If you have the default font, so this is the rounded font. If you have the default font, you can actually adjust the height of the typography to whatever you want. And then these widgets can actually also be on the bottom here, but I don't know about that. And here you will also see another very interesting feature that I will talk about later, which is this spatial scene feature. Just basically, it will just analyze your photo and create this kind of 3D scene. Okay, so this is my lock screen. It's a product photo of the ceramic plate that my sister made. I actually took this photo like 2 days ago with my camera over here. I think it was this camera. It was either that or the GR. But I used flash on this to take some moody photos and I really like this photo, so that's why I'm using it as my lock screen. But as with other iOSs, you can also set different lock screens. Most of them are my dogs. For now, I just have this. And the widgets are Hong Kong time, and then my calendar, and also the weather, so I know what's going on at all times. Like the previous iOS, you can also customize these shortcuts on here, but I just have them as the torch, like normal, and then I also have the camera, like normal. So once you unlock my phone, this is my home screen, and the first thing you see is that I have all the icons super big. And this is kind of a new feature. You can customize it and then set the size. I think it was new in the last iOS. But the real new feature is that you can set your icons to clear. So as you can see, all of the widgets, all of the app icons are set to this liquid glass layout. But the reason I'm not using it, even though it's really pretty, is because as you can see, some widgets are not designed to work with that yet. So with my widgets, they show up blank or they don't really show up or they take a long time to load. So for now, while this is in beta, I will have them in my default colors and it's easier to recognize them also. And when we slide to the left page, we have basically the same widgets that I've shared in the past because I don't really have any reasons to change it. So first of all, we have our huge widget, which is interactive. So you can click on any date and you can see what's happening. And I can also see what day of the week it is. And I can also see what's going on in my calendar. And then underneath that, I have a stack of medium-sized widgets. We have the weather because I like to know what's going on. And then some reminders if I have any. And then the world clocks and also my charging devices. So this is pretty standard. If you are an avid watcher of my what's on my iPhone, this is pretty similar to what I have set up usually. And then I actually forgot what this is, but I think it's not compatible with the beta, so I'm just leaving it
there in case I wanted it back and I didn't know what it means.
So I just have that there. And then we have a series of my time tracking widgets. So this is my time tracking widget heat map for reading. And as you can tell, I have not been reading because it's not showing anything on here. So that's why it's empty, but usually if you have done something, it will show. So let me like change it to eating, then it will show. Let's change it to eating. So here you go. I've tracked my meals, the time of my meals most days, and in this month I've spent almost 6 hours eating. So underneath that we have 3 widgets that are also from that same app because I really like tracking my time. So the first one is working, and then this is just my daily ones, and then this is entertainment. So I could track my time when I'm like gaming, reading, watching YouTube, watching a show, social media, whatever. This is my lifestyle. I have my meals, walking my dogs, in bed, shower, workout, driving, snoozing, and also journaling, etc. You can read it all. I just have that there, so it's really easy. So when I want to track something, I just click on it, and then it starts, and it goes on the dynamic island as well. It's a live activity activated, and I can always go in there and add a title and link it to a project, but that is a little bit too in-depth for this video. And then here is some Apple shortcuts. So I have some Apple shortcuts that I got from a YouTube creator that allows you to add a page straight from Apple shortcuts. So it's really easy to ask Siri to add a page for you or just add it via this. So what I have here is for trackers for my dogs. So for my dogs, I have a Notion page and a database that I share with my sister. So whenever they eat or poop, we can track how their poop is or how their appetite is. Let's say one of them pooped. I will click on the poop tracker and then it will retrieve the data from the database for me. And then I can choose baby poop, and then I can choose the quality of the poop. And I can obviously go back to Notion and check out the stats, the history of their poops. And Scoop is scooping their kibbles, and we track how much they eat with the scoops. So it works basically the same. And then our last 2 widget is from the app Craft, which I love. It's my favorite app ever. And this is my inbox for my tasks, and this is my recent. So I could go into different pages right from here. Yeah, that's my widgets page. And then on my main page, first of all, I have my Apple Music app. I don't love Apple Music, but I don't like Spotify, so that's why I'm using it. And in iOS 26, they have this new pinned playlist or album feature. So basically you can pin any playlist or album that you like to play, and you can set the default action when you click on it. So let's say I wanted to play the Ruby album. I can just click on it and it will play immediately. And you can also set it, the tap action, to shuffle, so you don't have to play it from the top. You can shuffle each time. So for my Chinese pop songs, my English pop songs, and my quarterly playlist, I have them all in shuffle. But for Wicked and Jenny's album Ruby, I have them play from the top because that's how I like to listen to the songs. Also, another thing that I've been doing is making these quarterly playlists. I divide the year into 4 quarters, and then I make a little playlist cover for them. This is part 1. I did like some typography of each song that I really liked and some doodles, and I choose a theme color. So part 2 would be spring to summer, and this is winter. And then I think for part 3, it's gonna be orange, probably for fall. And then I have Safari, pretty self-explanatory. And then I have my Messages app, and then Craft. Craft is literally my best friend, but we'll get into that later. And then we have my Fantastical, my calendar app of choice, and then my today task from Craft. And then from here, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll go really quick so that I can get into the details because it's already been 11 minutes. So I have my Photos app. I love taking photos. I take my camera with me every single day to take photos. So I have my Photos app here just so everything's quick. And then I have my calendar app because I love putting everything on my calendar. It makes me feel peace inside. And then these are the default apps plus Aura Ring. So you can see these are all the default apps. I love the Password app, by the way, and also Aura Ring, so that tracks my sleep. And then these are my shop apps and bank apps. And then these are social media. These are kind of like work apps. I had this for my school, but I'm graduated, so I deleted the school apps, but I kept the folder here just for stability. And then this is driving. I have my webcam, I have paying for parking, I have my car app, and then I have like gas. And then this is work, so mainly for my shop and for my YouTube. And then we have the apps that are separate, displayed outside. So we have Instagram, my time tracker, my Apple Maps. I like Apple Maps, don't cancel me. And then we also have Pikmin. I love Pikmin because it really encourages me to walk more. And actually today I have to walk 10K steps because it's community day, but I only did 3K. So the chances are slim for today. But either way, we tried our best and that's what matters. And then we have Twitter and then Notion, live vlog, and then Cookie. So we'll get into all of these later, yeah. And then the next page is our 2 widgets from live vlog. And this is a photo logging app. So you can show kind of like a photo wall and then also separate them into categories. So as you can see, the big one are some photos that I take with my camera and I display the photos that I took each day. And then at the bottom here is my meal truck. I take a photo of a meal, every single meal. So then I can display it and then I can see, oh, am I actually having too many takeouts? Do we have to start cooking actually? Yeah, so that's all of my pages. I don't like having a lot of pages because it just clutters up the space. That's how I've been for my entire iPhone career since the app library came out. I just like to hide things and then when I need things, I will search it. And now let's get into the separate categories that I wanted to talk about today. And the first category is apps. For best productivity, I wanted to give a shout out to Craft, who is so amazing. As you guys might know, I talked to their founder because they found out that I use Craft as a creator, and we had a really nice chat about their philosophy and where they're heading in the future. And one of the things that I talked to them about is tags, because I really need tags in my notes, because sometimes some notes, they don't fit into a folder, they don't fit into a hierarchy, but yet you want to sort them. And the easiest way to do that is with tags. And tags is now actually available. So that is really exciting. So let's say I have this photo saved of desired paths, because I think that's a really cute way to demonstrate kind of sociology and psychology. And once I have that kind of idea of what theme this would be, I could go in here and say hash and just type psychology, and then that will be the tag, and the color would be the theme color you chose. I can also tag another one with psychology. As you can see, it auto fills for you, so you can choose ones that are already existing, and then you can go into the tag and then see all the notes that have been tagged with this tag, and they don't necessarily have to belong in the same folder. And that's such a game changer in how you can organize your notes and sort them, and it basically makes it way easier for Craft to become a second brain app. Next app is LifeLog, which we briefly talked about before, and it is this app with 3 dots. So as you can see here, this is a timeline of my photos. The different colors indicates different tags, but the main reason why I got this is because it has these widgets where I can display all of the photos that I logged, because I really like looking at pictures and taking pictures. So that's why I have it all here. If you're a visual person, this will be a really good app for you to remember what you actually did. If you have no object permanence, this will be really good for you. And then another app that I really like in the lifestyle category, same as LifeLog, is the app Cookie. And Cookie is an expense tracking app. So I don't know if I want to show you everything. I'm probably gonna blur it. But as you can see, it has a pretty nice layout. It's really clean. I chose the pink theme. And the most buzzing thing is that you can actually do a shortcut for your tracking. So I set the shortcut to this action button on the side right here. So I can just press it and it'll ask me how much I spent. So let's say I spent $40 today, and then it'll ask me if it's an expense or income. It's an expense today, and then I'll say I got groceries at somewhere, and then I can actually also select tags. So this is impulsive buying, and this is luxury item. So this is neither of those, so I'll just not choose any. And then I can also add some notes, and then I can add the currency. So I always get stuff like digital items online, so I have USD on there and Hong Kong dollars. I'm from Hong Kong, and then Canadian dollars. I'm living in Canada right now. I can just choose whatever currency works for me. Voila, it's logged into your app, and it's really, really convenient, easy, and it really eliminates the problem of me forgetting to log my stuff. And then the next category that I want to talk about is actually not related to the phone at all. It's the phone case category. So I'll just go and grab the phone cases real quick. So the phone case that I'm using right now is the Urban Sophistication phone case, as you can see by the logo. And it has MagSafe on this leathery, it has quite a bit of scratches, but that's kind of normal considering how I'm treating it. And I really like it because of the MagSafe feature. So I can put it on my nightstand, I can put it on my car. It's really easy. I have 3 other favorites to show you. First of all is this case from Wildflower. It is a lily and I really like it, but it doesn't have MagSafe, so I'm not using this every single day. But this is one of the best case that goes with this pink on my phone. And then my second favorite is this Apple phone case right here. It has a worm on it. It's really cute, but as you can see, it's really, really clunky. It's really big and it's silicone, so a lot of dust and hair does stick on it, and it is really hard to use your phone with this. But it is really cute, and I really, really like this worm. And then the last phone case is also from Urban Sophistication. This is their Bratz collab, and I got the angel version. I really like it. And I also have the pink one with the devil horns, but I dropped that one on the floor and the horns did get damaged a little bit, just a little bit. So I'll just be showing you this one. Obviously no MagSafe as well, but wireless charging on my car does work with this phone case. I don't know why. And then the next category that I have on here are my accessories. I have this Moft stand, and I'm actually low-key kind of mad about it because they did send me this one and it was for free. And obviously I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful that they sent this to me for free because it's really useful. So there's a MagSafe on here. You slap your phone on there. It can become a phone stand like so, or it can be a tall phone stand like so. And you can even slap this on any magnetic surface and it will be a good phone mount. And I love to just put my phone on here while I'm like getting my nails done or whatever. I can just put it on my desk, look at my phone, do my thing, and when I'm done, bam, bam, boom. It's really slim, really nice. But the reason why I have beef with this is because they came out with a pink version. They have a pink version, they have a yellow version, and I don't have any of that. So I'm a little bit upset about it, but Moft, if you're watching this and you want to send me a pink version, I'll be more than happy to get that. Okay, and then the next accessory that I got is this MagSafe suction thing. It's not from Octobuddy, it's from Ideal of Sweden, and the reason why I got it is because it's a nice shade of pink that matches my phone. So I can put it on here, on any glass or mirror, boom, done. And how I like to use this is I put it on here, I have my song lyrics out, and when I'm doing my skincare, I just slap it on my mirror and then I look at the lyrics, I sing karaoke, I do my skincare, and it's a very fun time. I used to just like, either I bring the Moft stand into my bathroom, or more commonly, I just stand it against some of my skincare and then it falls and it's very annoying. So it's really nice. And I don't have to stick it on my phone case because it's MagSafe, so it's really convenient. Okay, so that was the accessories category, and that was really exciting. But now we're going into some iOS features, and I tried to get some iOS 26 features because that's more interesting. So I'll get into that. First of all, I really like their image search feature. If you're an Android user, you're like, oh my God, we had this 10 years ago. Blah, blah. I don't care because I use an iPhone now. But I will say, low-key, I kind of want to use a flip, but I need AirDrop. So I don't know if anyone wants to send one. So what I can do, I want to know what this leaf is. I can go in here, take a screenshot, go into my screenshot, and then see it already suggested I look up vine maple, and I guess that's what it is, and it is a vine maple. Or I can ask Apple Intelligence or ChatGPT something, and it's really fun. So I can, like, I saw this hideous Labubu cake today at the store, so I can also ask them image search to see if anything looks like that. There's so many Labubu cakes. I don't like it, but this one's a nicer one. If you like knowing what plants are, knowing what brands, what products are, and you like using Google search, and you just already liked using Google search, this will be really handy for you because you don't have to install a separate app altogether. And then the next feature is call holding, which is new to iOS 26. And it is actually one of many call features they have. So one of them is they will actually not alert you for the call unless the caller tells you who they are and why they're calling you. And I have that off because not a lot of people like doing that and they're not used to it. So I just don't know how well it would work. But call holding is really useful because sometimes when you're calling the bank or like whatever service and they put you on hold and they play that kind of like hypnotizing, annoying music, you can just put your phone on hold and then your phone will tell you when someone is actually back. And that is really nice. And then the next category are gimmicks. So I do have some gimmicks that I have opinions about. And the first one is glass design. And this is obviously a really big part of the new iOS. As we talked about earlier, you can change your icons to be glass and it will look very nice, but at the same time, you can already tell, like it's not very readable, it's not very accessible, it's not easy for everyone. And if you go into an app like this, the menus here are also glass. And if I go into songs and I change it, you can see this little bubble right here, it's glass. And I really liked the visuals of this design, but as someone who does graphic design, the first thing that honestly came into my head was how are they gonna make this accessible? But luckily, since they came out with this beta, they did tweak it and they did make it a little bit more accessible in certain areas where it is very important for it to be, for text to be readable. And I think you can also go into the settings app and change the glass look. And I think the reason why they wanted to push this liquid glass look is because they're prepping for more wearables like glasses, VR glasses that needs to have a nice blend of reality and UI elements. So that's why they're pushing this kind of glass UI that overlaps with the real world. And that makes a lot of sense for where they're heading, but we really need to see how they're going to develop this in the future. And then the next feature is music remix. And I hate music remix, but I saw that video of the New Jeans song transitioning into each other and it was very cool. Let's see if I can play this for you guys without being canceled. Okay, so if you've seen that video, it's pretty cool. I like it. And that's all I can say about it. But I don't like to use it every single day, just maybe for a playful mood. Okay, and then the next gimmick that I like is the spatial scene generation, which I've briefly talked about in the lock screen section. And it is basically where you can generate kind of a 3D effect to any photos that you took with the power of computer. And let's say I want to generate it with this photo and just select this button and it will scan it and it will become a scene, a spatial image. So you can see a little bit of effect there. So you can see, oh my gosh, you can see it's like you're right there. It's like you got this exact matchable. So that is what I really like as well in the gimmick section. And then in the next section, we are going to discuss the design of iOS 26. And as we talked about, the menus in liquid glass, it's very, very beautiful. You see a lot of people trying to replicate this effect just in like Figma, After Effects, and whatever app they do design with. And you can tell it's a very technically difficult thing to do and to implement. It's also a really nice looking, not very practical design in terms of accessibility. So I can't wait to see how they make this better and to make it more accessible to people. And second favorite of the design department is the new and updated snooze buttons. So they have new snooze buttons. I know that a lot of people hate the snooze buttons because it's really stupid. It's really small, it's really easy to misclick them, but just take a look at the new snooze button. Let's do like 3 seconds. Look how big they are, so you can repeat or stop. So with this, I am proud to announce that I have been snoozing with more accuracy. I've been snoozing more actually, but nevertheless, it's a good change in my opinion. So okay, yeah. Last section are the worst features of this update.
I hate these features with a passion. I don't like them. I don't understand why they did that.
And this might be controversial. Okay, first of all, the menu in the camera app. Last iOS, it was already really bad. A lot of people hated the last iOS. I don't even remember what it was like, but they changed it. And this time, I don't like it either. But I did see a lot of some positive reviews, like from MKBHD. He said that it's a little bit better, but there are some reasons I don't like it. So this is the camera app. That's you. And as you can see here, only video and photo. But what if I want to take slow-mo? I don't know. I will have to swipe. And only when I'm swiping will I see what my options are. And that is really kind of annoying. And what if I wanted to adjust something? I wouldn't know where to adjust it. This is what you have to do. You have to swipe up from here. So what if I wanted to adjust a live photo? I want to turn off live photo. I would have to swipe up from here. And there's no splash screen that explains this to you. You have to get it yourself. And I get that this is a really intuitive design with all the gestures, movements, but for me, I'm like, oh my God, where do I even change my aspect ratio for my photo? Like, I'm just so used to them being somewhere. Panorama, where's panorama? And oh my God, and a lot of swiping. And it's just like swiping left and right, swiping up and down. The precision needed is really kind of like, you know, like if you're in the moment and you want to take a photo, you just want things to work really easily and you just want to know where things are. But these gestures, man, like, oh my God, it's really kind of confusing. My least favorite feature in iOS 26. And then the next one is also kind of adjacent, which is the menu in the Photos app. I don't understand this still. And I've had this beta for a really long time. So this is your basic library, right? And see, when you scroll up, another menu appears. And you're like, okay, this is blue and this is active. Okay, this is what, I'm here. And then I'm at all as well. And then I can go into month and year. That's it. So where are my albums? Like when I'm scrolling, like where are my albums? Okay, you have to scroll back down to see your collections. And then in your collections, they say it's really nice because you can order your folders. But also, like, I guess you can really, you can customize it to how you want it, but like, the thing is, like, if I hand my phone to my sister, she'll be like, where's your favorite album? And she would have to dig because it's different from her phone. And that's kind of the pros and cons of customizability. You can never use another person's phone with that 100% familiarity, which I thought was kind of the nice thing about iPhone, because everyone's phone was kind of the same and everything works the same, so it's easier for people to learn how a phone works. But I guess they're kind of leaning into the customization thing, which I'm not opposed to, but there's also a lot of different ways to implement that. So that's my second least favorite thing in iOS 26. So that was my what's on my iPhone, and as I mentioned before, iOS 26 didn't really have a lot of fundamental changes. A lot of the changes came in the AI features like translation, call holding, and also obviously the liquid glass features. But I still thought it would be fun for me to share with you some of my opinions and some of my favorite items and apps and features that are new to the iPhone. Hope you enjoyed. I really missed making these talking videos. It's taken me so long to film this because we've been working on a lot of markets. As you might know, our online shop is not doing so good right now because there are a lot of regulations for the US and for the EU. So our market has shrunken a lot. So we've been more focused on the local markets. If you want to support me, feel free to watch this video like 10,000 times, or like go onto my online shop and purchase like our ceramics, our stickers, our tote bags, whatever. And that will be a really good way to support me, and so I can have more free time to make videos like these ones, and it will be a fun time for all of us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys had fun. I certainly had fun, but I've been talking for way too long, 45 minutes, and I will see you in the next video.